Is your child a natural-born entertainer? Now is their chance to join the most talented youth dance crew in the Mid-South, the Blue Bunch. The Blue Bunch entertains Grizz Nation with their energetic dance routines and even have the opportunity to collaborate on performances with leading artists in the entertainment industry. Kids ages 7 to 17 are invited to show off their skills and personality for their chance to join the next generation of NBA entertainers. Open auditions are Saturday, June 28th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
You've seen the Grizz line jamming on the court and rocking out on Beale Street, and this is your chance to join the best drum line in the NBA. Grizz line entertains Grizz Nation at home games and events in the Mid-South through their impressive techniques and energetic shows. If you have experience in drumming and marching and love entertaining, Grizz line is the perfect opportunity for you to combine percussion and performance. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Sign up today by visiting grizzlies.com/auditions.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
All right, I'm here. My name is Gary Parrish. I'm speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio. We're in FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. Bennett Doyle right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you took my advice yesterday and went home and settled in front of a TV, if you had the time, to take in some college baseball, because we had do-or-die college baseball games happening all over the country yesterday. You win, you advance to super regionals. You lose, that's your season. In some cases, that's your college career. We had it on in the Parrish household. I hope you had as much fun watching baseball as I had last night, although my Ole Miss Rebels, they went down.
Ouch.
They were upset by the Murray State Racers.
I know them.
I know them too. Fun night of baseball down in Oxford, Mississippi. Fun night of baseball all over the country. We'll talk about it momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. When we finish this over, we're going to take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know. At which point, we're going to discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, Deion Sanders. Coach Prime has acknowledged he was, quote, hurt by the conversation surrounding his son, Shedeur Sanders, as he slipped in the 2025 NFL Draft. I'll give you the full quotes. We'll do that in about 20 minutes. 4-time Pro Bowler for the Detroit Lions is retiring at the age of 29. I'll tell you who, and I'll tell you why. We'll do that in just a bit. There is a report out of Toronto that there is, quote, mutual interest between the Raptors and Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm a little skeptical. I'll tell you why. We'll do that later on in the show. A game-worn Orlando Magic uniform from Penny Hardaway was auctioned off for more than $50,000. I guess it's nice to have that kind of disposable income. We'll discuss it in the next segment. And Max Homa failed to make the U.S. Open after carrying his own bag in a qualifier on Monday. Rough stuff he's going through as a professional golfer. Tell you a little bit more about that. We'll do it during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know, and then we'll eventually do GP's Carryout, and we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to, but I did want to start, if you don't mind, I wanted to start with college baseball.
Okay.
Because as of, I don't want to speak for you, but as of this past weekend, Bennett, if you don't mind me saying, Bennett and I are college baseball fans. As of this past weekend.
Well, no, I'm lifelong, buddy.
Bennett's lifelong. I'm more new to the game. Either way, he's a Razorback. He identifies as a Razorback.
Yep, Woo Pig.
I identify as a Rebel. So Bennett had already punched his ticket to the Super Regionals before yesterday. He didn't have to sweat nothing out.
No.
They handled their business in Fayetteville. But I still had a do-or-die game down in Oxford yesterday. Ole Miss, Murray State. Winner advances to play Duke. Loser is done. 5 p.m. first pitch. Sold out Swayze Field. Big Bet Bennett, I told you I was going to lock in. I sat here yesterday and I told you I was going to lock in. I locked in. TV on, grill on fire, drinks poured, got my sip shirt on. I locked in. And then did you see what happened to my Ole Miss Rebels?
They got in a hole early.
They got in a hole early.
They got in a big hole early and were just unable to climb out.
They couldn't climb out of the hole.
Yeah.
They went down 5-0 in a baseball game. 5-0. And then they were down 12-3.
And to me, that means it's over, right?
It felt like it was
felt
over.
like it's over, but it wasn't.
It wasn't
That's the
over.
thing that I'm learning about this college baseball. It ain't like the majors.
There's one thing I know about college baseball, having been watching it for a couple of days now. Buddy, the game is never over.
No, you can be down 12-3 and get back in an inning.
Yes. That is exactly what my Ole Miss Rebels did yesterday.
Yeah.
They were down 12-3, and the rest of my family, they haven't been watching college baseball as long as I've been watching college baseball.
Right.
I've been watching for 2 days.
I got you.
They've mostly been watching for 1.
Okay.
All right. So they're new. They're even newer to the game than I am. So once it got 12, we were settled in as a family on the back porch. I'm not exaggerating or lying. We were settled in as a family on the back porch watching college baseball, just having the time of our lives. And then it went down 12-3. And these Ole Miss Rebels, I don't know what they teach down there, but they have got to learn how to handle ground balls to first. I've only been watching college baseball for 2 days. Been a fan for 2 days. I have seen multiple just botched ground balls to first base by my Ole Miss Rebels. Like stuff if I saw it at the youth complex in Tupelo from an 8-year-old, I'd be like, we got to cut. Come
on, guys.
Where's my pitcher? You've got to get over there and get the bag on a ground ball to first. I see my Ole Miss Rebels struggle with this multiple times over the past days. Very frustrating. But if there's one thing I know, so 12-3. At that point, as a 2-day college baseball fan, I'm like, this ain't over. All right?
Right.
I mean, I've been watching this stuff for 2 days. I'm telling you, this ain't over.
No.
My family, they only been watching for 1 day. So they were like, I guess it's over. And I was like, I've been watching for 2 days. Trust me on this. This is not over. They were like, it feels over. It's over. So the whole party moved to the front. And now we're in a basketball game. They given up on my Ole Miss Rebels. And I saw the crowd giving up too, by the way.
Yeah.
I even saw people I know leaving.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. People I know leaving the stadium like in the 6th inning, 7th inning, because they're down 12-3. But I've been telling you, this stuff ain't over in college baseball. I've been watching for 2 days. And then Ole Miss scores 5 in the 7th.
Yep.
They get 3 more in the 8th. And it's 12-11 heading into the 9th. And I'm like, all right, we're about to climb out of this hole.
For sure.
Couldn't get it. Couldn't get it.
Damn racers.
The damn racers. So Murray State wins it. 12-11. Ole Miss is done. The racers are in the Super Regionals for the first time in school history.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the announcers were making it pretty clear. This is a really big deal. This is a huge upset.
I understand it's college baseball and not the NCAA men's basketball tournament.
Yeah.
So the production value is going to be a little less.
Yeah.
But I never wanted an on-field reporter, what we call a sideline reporter, so badly as I wanted one last night, because it was a sweet moment. I mean, once I take my allegiance to Ole Miss baseball and set it aside, what a moment. Murray State going to the Super Regionals.
It's like when Ja carried him to the Sweet 16.
It is.
Or did they go to the Sweet 16? Or did they get knocked in the second round?
I think they got knocked around in the second round.
Whatever. Either way, it was still a magical run.
It was a magical run.
Yeah.
It was a magical run with a viral dunk. That's the main thing you need to know about John Morant's run at Murray State. It was magical, and it created a viral dunk. But it is like when a mid-major basketball program goes to the Sweet 16. That is what this is. That's what happened last night. And you've got this coach, Dan Skirka, who I didn't know he existed 2 days ago. I've only been watching this stuff for 2 days. I'm just now becoming familiar with Dan Skirka. But I see his in-game interviews, and I'm like, he seems like I don't know. He seems like somebody I like listening to him talk about baseball. He seems like a okay fella. And then, he's been the coach there for 7 years and just been climbing, man, digging. It's hard working at that level. And now here you are playing the Ole Miss Rebels. They won a national championship a few years ago. You're at a sold-out Swayze Field. Ole Miss was minus 375 to win the game. I'm telling you, this is like putting the Dodgers and the Rockies on a field and saying, give me a number. It's a similar number. Like the Rockies needed to beat the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium in a one-game situation last night. That is what Murray State was up against. And they went up 5-0, go up 12-3, hold on to win at 12-11. And then Dan Skirka, only 40 years old, he got this job when he was like early 30s. Got the beautiful wife and the beautiful little baby, and the whole scene is just perfect. And they can't get a mic to him. I'm like, this guy is clearly walking around the field, hugging his players, hugging his staff members, hugging his wife. He's in tears of joy. And I'm like, get a microphone on him. I need to hear what this man has to say. Eventually, they get a headset on him, and they're talking to the booth. And Kyra, if we've got it queued up, here's how Dan Skirka's post-game interview went down.
Congratulations on what has to be the biggest moment in Murray State baseball history.
Yeah, I couldn't be happy.
I'm telling you, cold water never felt so good.
That's Powerade, sir.
A moment that will last a lifetime for Dan Skirka and this program.
Hey, Coach, I tell him, cold water never felt so good.
Oh, man, I can smell the Powerade. Oh, it's in my shoes. They ruined the jaws. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I know. Have to hook me up with another pair or something.
Those shoes are clean, and it's well worth it.
We got to get Dan Skirka some new shoes.
And I heard him say he had to hook me up with another pair. So clearly that was the hookup.
There's a connect.
Yeah.
There's a Dan Skirka connect. Who knew?
Yeah. That's good stuff, man.
Who knew? It was just that was just fun. It was just a fun, it was a fun night of watching baseball. The outcome was not what I wanted as a 2-day Ole Miss baseball fan. But once I could set that aside, I like watching people accomplish things.
No, that was cool. And the one thing that is actually been pretty cool about this and getting into this is you really do we've talked so much about in college football and college basketball, this NIL era is just really separating the haves from the have-nots, and in this thing
you can still get these.
Yeah, man. You're seeing it all over the country.
You can and I don't know anything about this.
I know, but
you hear early, it's they're breaking down the game like you would. Heading into a first pitch. And it's very important for Murray State to, not fall behind early because you don't want to play catch up with Ole Miss. And it's fine. It's fine. I do this stuff too, But it's when do you want to play catch up?
Right.
Tell me the baseball game with your season on the line where you want to play from behind. They're you really don't want to play from behind. When do you want to play from behind? Tell me the do or die game where you want to play from behind. What you want to do here is fall down 3-0 in the first. That is never what you want to do. But they did emphasize it is important for Murray State not only to not play from behind, but to try to jump on Ole Miss, and you could put real game pressure on them. Because if you're Murray State, I don't want to say you have nothing to play for or nothing to lose, because of course you have something to play for and something to lose. You could lose an opportunity to make program history.
Right.
People say that all the time, they got nothing to lose. They're not even supposed to be here. Well, they are here, and they're playing for something. So, yeah, they got something to lose. But they were heavy underdogs. And if you're Ole Miss, these are players who have dreamed of going back to Omaha and dreamed of the whole deal. And you jump on them early, you can put real game pressure on them. The same way you see in a 1 versus 16 matchup in the NCAA tournament. The goal for the coach of the 16 team is always let's just get it to the second half where we're still in this thing and see if we can put real game pressure on them. See if we can make them start thinking about, oh my God, our season's really about to be over at the hands of Murray State. What are we doing? So if that's what they were trying to emphasize, I get it. And either way, it worked because they jumped on them 5-0, jump on them 12-3, and then hold on to win 12-11. Sweet little moment, and I hope Dan Skirka gets him a new pair of J's. I hope the whole team gets a new pair of J's.
Me too. They deserve it.
They deserve it. They're going to Duke to play in the Super Regionals. As you know, there are 4 SEC teams still alive in these Super Regionals.
Oh, yeah.
They're Arkansas, Auburn, LSU, and Tennessee. And Tennessee got there thanks to an 11-5 victory over Wake Forest that has its own little viral moment. Okay, let me set this up for you, all right? Wake Forest has a baseball coach. His name is Tom Walter, okay? And he appears, just based on visuals, to be a little older than our buddy Dan Skirka. And Tom Walter has quite the vocabulary because Andrew Fisher, who, by the way, is we know all these basketball players and football players bounce around all the time. Apparently, it's a thing in baseball, too, because I go look up Andrew Fisher. I'm like, who is this guy? Andrew Fisher. Because he was having the time of his life in this Tennessee Wake Forest baseball game yesterday. They're like, Andrew Fisher, previous schools, played at Ole Miss, played at Duke, and now he's at Tennessee. So he's
it's happening in baseball, too. Okay.
Andrew Fisher is the king of the transfer portal, buddy. He's popping around. So anyway, Tennessee's at bat. They're at home in Knoxville. Crowd's getting into it. Andrew Fisher is taking all the time to get into the box in a way that he has done something that has clearly aggravated Tom Walter. I don't want to speak for Tom Walter. All I can tell you is Andrew Fisher is aggravating Tom Walter. So Tom Walter decides he's going to go out and talk to the ump about it. And Andrew Fisher still looks intense and like he's having a blast. And at about the 30-minute mark, the camera is going to be on Tom Walter. He's back in the dugout at this point, and it catches him saying something. We'll all lip read together and see if we can figure it out. Kyra, start the tape. Look at this guy.
Dude, I love him.
I do too.
Yeah, hey, that's great.
He looks like a boxer getting into the batter's box.
He's fired
Look
up.
at him.
Tom Walter, Wake Forest head coach, just came out for a word with home plate umpire Casey Moser with dangerous Andrew Fisher standing in. You know,
Tom
Andrew
Walter.
Fisher would love something resembling a kill shot.
Hang on,
Whoa, Tom Walter. Whoa.
Wake Forest led 6-2 in the 4th inning yesterday.
Now watch Andrew Fisher. My God.
Today,
I can't
the ball's
imagine
up
anything
by
feels
4
better
in the
than
4th.
this. Like literally anything.
Hammer! Right field and deep! God!
Like, I think that's the best feeling you can have in life. I mean, in life, every aspect of life. Nothing's better than that. Because it's so much better.
Eddie's got the clip now.
Oh, man. Everything about it.
Man.
Look at Andrew Fisher. Oh, he can't wait to get back in the transfer portal, I bet.
Yeah. Price of the bag went up.
After a night like last night, he can't wait to get into the
Price of
transfer
the bag
portal
went
again.
up.
I don't even know if he has eligibility left. So that must be the best feeling in the world. Because we talked about this before. Baseball is created in a way where if you have that moment, you get to like round bases. Everybody gets to watch you celebrate your moment. It's almost required celebration. Like if you have the best dunk in the history of the world in the middle of a basketball game, you can do whatever you want to do. But like you're really supposed, the game's still going. You're supposed to get back on defense, right?
Yeah.
But in baseball, you can just spin around like you're Andrew Fisher. What a moment for him. And what are we going to do about Tom Walter? Because in Pride Month, bro.
I was just going to say, like,
it's
dude,
Pride
come
Month,
on.
bro. We're 3 days into Pride Month. You dropping a...
Listen, I know this sport is gaining some newfound popularity. I mean, we're on TV now, dude.
Tom Walter.
There's cameras, bro.
Tom, this is not a non-league game against Coastal Carolina.
Right.
Buddy, you have cameras on you.
Yeah. Everything's on ESPN somewhere.
You cannot be calling Andrew Fisher
that word.
If you didn't pick it up, he appeared to call either Andrew Fisher or somebody else. The words that appeared to come out of Tom Walter's mound.
Careful.
Bennett, go ahead, say it.
I will not. I absolutely will not.
Bennett, you tell the audience what you think Tom Walter said.
I'm good. I'll pass.
He appeared to say the words effing F word. Gay slur. You know the one.
In 4K.
In 4K.
Well, it might have just been regular HD.
Either way,
1080p.
it was a good picture. It was a clean picture.
Mm-hmm. I saw it.
In Pride Month, man?
Come on, dude. Be better.
Be better.
Be better. That's why your ass is at home.
That is why your ass is
That's why your ass is at home right now.
In Pride Month?
Because you acted like that. Yep.
You got to be careful, man, with them cameras pointed at you. This man thinks it's 1983 Wake Forest baseball game. It is 2025. I've got you on my back porch.
Not good.
It's not good,
Not
Bennett.
good, Tom. I will say, what's my guy's name who hit the...
Andrew Fisher.
That was a really great moment, and I really enjoyed watching him have that moment. It ends last night. What? You're not coming in Fayetteville and doing that crap, buddy.
We have SEC on SEC crime coming to Fayetteville.
You ain't coming into Fayetteville and doing that crap, okay? All right? I'm glad you had that moment, but it ends now.
You tried that in Fayetteville.
Yeah, me and the Alloy brothers, we're waiting on y'all in Fayetteville, all right?
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be a good one on Saturday. As a lifelong Arkansas Razorbacks baseball fan, I'm ready.
I've got to pick a new
It couldn't have set up better. The team that I hate more than anything coming into Fayetteville, let's go.
I've got to pick a new team.
Oh, God. Don't you dare.
I'm going to retire.
Don't you even think about it.
I'm going to retire temporarily my allegiance to Ole Miss baseball, and I will now pledge allegiance to a new baseball program.
Okay.
One that is still alive.
Okay. Go ahead. Pick your team.
Could be a Roadrunner to support the American Athletic Conference.
Please don't. All right.
You don't want to support the American Athletic Conference?
Absolutely not. I do not. Until we're relevant in baseball, I'm not supporting any AAC teams. All right.
We do talk like we're the kings of the AAC, but it's the Roadrunners.
We sure ain't in baseball. No, kudos to them. They beat Texas. Like, that's big.
And they're headed to UCLA to play the Bruins.
Okay.
I could be a Roadrunner.
You could be a Roadrunner. Sure.
I don't know if I want to be a Roadrunner.
I would pass, but that's up to you.
I think I'm going to pass on the opportunity to be a Roadrunner.
Pass on that. What's next?
I could be a Tar Heel. Support Jordan Hudson.
It's kind of just, I don't know.
I don't want to be a Tar Heel. I've never wanted to be a Tar Heel.
Right. Plus, as a college basketball guy, like, you could really, if you pledge allegiance to either North Carolina or Duke, like, you could have issues in your job.
I don't want issues in my
something
job.
like that. Yeah. I'd tread lightly with that.
I don't want to create more problems for myself.
Right.
I don't want to be a Tar Heel. I don't want to be a Blue Devil. Let's eliminate them. I could be a Beaver.
I could be a Beaver. Hey, once upon a time, I wanted to join them.
The Beavers.
I was ready to be friends with the Beavers. I was ready to be tight with don't clip that. I was ready to be friends with the Oregon State Beavers.
What happened? Why? What prevented it from happening?
Oh, I don't know. The negotiations fell apart. I don't know. Maybe we can revisit them someday.
You wanted to be in the same league as the Beavers. You wanted to leave the Roadrunners for the Beavers.
Yes.
I understand what you're saying. Too far from home. I don't think I want to do it. The Beavers are too far from home.
Yeah, that's going to mess up your schedule, like trying to watch that stuff.
Yeah, it's
keep
too
up
late.
With it.
Yeah, it's too late. I could be a Mountaineer. Our buddy Ren Baker, athletic director.
Yeah,
West
there's
Virginia.
a
I could
connection there.
support
There's
my
a connection
friend
there.
Ren Baker and be a Mountaineer.
Yeah.
I could be a Mountaineer.
That's
support Ren and be a Mountaineer.
Not a bad one. That's not a bad one.
Let's not rule that out.
Let me just put that. I'm gonna put them on the list.
I have no interest in being a Wildcat. I don't think my childhood will allow me to be a Cardinal. Like, I don't know that I could sit here and say I'm a Louisville Cardinal.
No.
The 8-year-old version of myself would be very disappointed if I decided to be a Louisville Cardinal.
You can't do Miami because they just eliminated our friends at Southern Miss. Like, you can't
do that.
You can't do that.
They eliminated some Mississippians.
Yeah, so you can't do that.
As a Mississippian, I can't respect that. But this is where I run into a problem because I know what I want to do. I know deep down what I want to do, but they also just eliminated some Mississippians.
You talking about those Murray State racers?
I want to switch allegiance from Ole Miss to Murray State. I want to be a racer. I want to be like Ja. I want to be a racer.
Okay.
I want to be a racer because I like Dan Skirka.
God, you're about to get eliminated again, like right.
I'm
just
setting
like
myself
that.
up for failure.
You really are.
I mean,
not again. That was amazing, but I mean, I'm just saying, like,
what is it about my personality that I set myself up for disappointment?
Yeah, they got a tough test.
Like, why on earth would you decide to become a Mets fan when you're a kid?
Actually, they
you just set yourself up for a lifetime of disappointment.
Bro, they have a better record than Duke.
Yeah, you realize they don't play the same schedules. I've only been watching college baseball for 2 days, but I'm going to assume if you play in Murray State's league, you're going to have a lighter schedule than you play if you play in Duke's league.
I mean, there are a couple other ACC teams in this.
You see what I'm saying?
I get it. Yeah, that's right. There's not. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that.
I want to be a racer. I like Dan Skirka.
Okay.
You know what? If it ends poorly, I'll just switch again. I'll just find a new team before the College World Series.
Okay.
Whatever.
I thought you were going to say Vols, and I was going to be furious.
I want to, but I don't want to root against Arkansas.
Nah, man.
I don't want to have anything.
Sir.
I don't want to have anything to do with that series.
No, sir.
I can.
That's the biggest one of the weekend.
It feels like it.
That's the biggest one of the weekend.
That's where it's just going to mean more. It's going to mean so much more in Arkansas.
Yep.
Like it'll mean something in Louisville, in Corvallis. It'll mean something in Chapel Hill. It'll mean something in Los Angeles. It'll mean something in Durham. But where it is really going to mean more, like twice as much as it means anywhere else, is Fayetteville. You get two SEC schools. You have one SEC school, that makes it automatically mean more. You get two, it's like twice as.
I love it.
It's a lot.
I love it.
It means a lot more. It'll mean a lot more in Fayetteville. I can't wait. I'm a Murray State racer. Ja, get them.
Get them some new sneakers, yeah.
Let's get some. Can't have your jaws stained by Powerade. Can't go into a super regional. I like that they call them the supers.
I do too. Yeah,
I like.
The lingo's really good.
Yeah, we're headed to the supers. I like saying I'm headed to the supers.
If Murray State gets to Omaha, I think you got to do like an exclusive
Dan Skirka interview.
Or no, an exclusive job for that team. Like an exclusive job.
Might have to get Ja to Omaha.
Yeah.
This is something that happens, by the way. They go to the College World Series, and then there's like people connected to these programs just show up. Like North Carolina could be in the College World Series, and you might turn on the TV, and Roy Williams will be there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We got to get Ja to Omaha.
Oh, we have to get Ja to Omaha. If they go, he's got to go.
Let's get Ja to Omaha.
I bet he will. I
don't want to speak for Ja Morant. I don't feel like I'm qualified to be in charge of Ja Morant's schedule. He's a busy man.
Of course.
He's the face of a franchise.
And he's doing stuff with his AAU team right now.
He's the face of a franchise. He's a busy man. I don't want to put things on Ja's calendar. It's not my job. But would I really enjoy seeing my Murray State Racers make it to Omaha and then I'm watching Game 1, Murray State Racers College World Series, and then they go to the crowd and there's Ja Morant sitting there?
That would be sick.
Would I like that?
That would be sick.
I would like that.
I really hope that they don't run into the Razorbacks at any point because I don't want that conflict. I want to root for both.
I don't want to have that conflict either.
But as a lifelong Arkansas Razorbacks baseball fan, my allegiance lies with them, but I like this Murray State story a lot.
I will say the scenes do add to it. Like college baseball, like what we're watching right now. Like the scenes add to it. It makes it seem big. It makes it seem important. Like you turn on a baseball stadium and it's packed. Like here's the thing: you turn on Major League Baseball stadiums, you turn on MLB games. They're not all packed all the time. In fact, most of them aren't packed most of the time. But at this stage in college baseball, you turn on the TV, it's just everything's packed.
Yep.
The crowds are wild. Had a sweet moment last night on the back porch. Tell me what you think of this moment. Guy homers for Ole Miss. I think gets it back to 5-2, something like that, 5-3. Place is going nuts. All the college kids, the young men are taking their shirts off, and some of them are put together pretty good, and some of them, might need an Ozempic prescription, But there are different varieties of bodies out there among these young men. But they're having a good time. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And Kelly looks at Lou, and she says, Lou, if you go to Ole Miss, if you go to school at Ole Miss, are you going to be out in the crowd like that? yelling and screaming and having a good time? And you know what he said?
Now I'm going to be in the dugout.
He said, I'm going to be on the field.
Yeah.
This is sweet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Like,
Let's go, Lou.
That's a hard thing to do, but I like hearing my kids have goals.
Yes.
I think it's important to have goals. Did you have goals when you were a kid? Do you have goals now?
Yeah, I don't know if I accomplished any of them, but sure.
I
think once upon a time.
I was thinking about this. I'm a big believer in having goals. I think they're necessary. You need to have things to shoot for.
Yep.
And I don't remember when I was a teenager having goals. I think I went through, with the benefit of hindsight, looking back on my teenage years, I don't think I really had goals. I think I was just getting through. I think I was just doing stuff.
Yeah.
I started thinking about goals last night because that was maybe the first time my youngest son had ever verbalized a goal that he would like to do that. Now, that's a very hard goal to accomplish, right? But like, I think it's nice to have something in your head that you're shooting for, because when I look back on my own life, when I was his age, I wanted similar stuff. Like, you'd have asked me if the Mets ever make the World Series again, you're going to be in the crowd? And I might have said something like, I'm going to try to play second base. You know, I might have had similar thing. But as I got older, I stopped having goals as a teenager. And then I got goals when I got to college. That's when I established a new goal. Like, I want to be a reporter. I want to be so good at this thing, graduate college, that I can get a job and write stories for a living. And then I had a goal, and then I went out and I had something to shoot for. But I probably went from, I don't know, 8th, 9th grade to and I really didn't have goals. Like, I did things, and I played baseball, but I didn't work at it because I was trying to accomplish something. Like, I'd go weeks without touching a baseball in the winter. I don't think my youngest son's gone a week in years without touching a baseball. But then when I got to college, I had goals, and then I had something to chase. That's important. And so I liked hearing that. Like, my oldest son also, like, when he was in high school, he established a goal. He wanted to get into the best college he could get into. And so that's when he wanted to transfer to Lausanne and really start studying for standardized tests. And he had something that he was aiming for. And he woke up every day like, I want to accomplish this goal. Goals are important.
Yeah, they are.
I think goals are important. That's your life message of the day.
Thank you for that.
Have goals, Bennett.
Okay,
Have goals.
I'll try my best.
Congratulations to my Murray State Racers. That was cool. I didn't necessarily want them to accomplish first in program history at the expense of my previous favorite college baseball team, the Ole Miss Rebels. But once I saw it unfold, I liked what I saw. I'm a Dan Skirka fan.
I like Dan, too.
You're looking in the eyes of a Dan Skirka fan. I hope he didn't have some bad stuff in his past. I didn't do a lot of research on him.
Nah, he seems cool.
He seems cool.
Yeah.
He seems cool. So go Racers. Let's go to Durham, North Carolina. And you know what we're going to do when we get to Durham, North Carolina, Bennett? We're going to shock the world.
They can do it.
It's time to shock the world.
If you can go down to Oxford and get that win.
That's what, if I were Dan Skirka, that's what I would be telling my team. Hey, guys, we're underdogs. This is Duke.
Yeah.
This is Duke.
Yeah, this ain't Cooper flag.
Yeah, but we ain't playing Cooper flag.
No.
Okay? This is Duke. We're going to go tour Cameron Indoor while we're there.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good time with this. But we just went down to Swayze Field and eliminated the Ole Miss Rebels. And if we can go to Swayze Field and eliminate the Ole Miss Rebels, we sure as hell can go to Durham, to whatever they call their baseball stadium, and we can eliminate the Duke Blue Devils. If we can do that, we can do this. Now it's time to go do it.
I like it.
I like it too. Let's go, Dan Skirka. Let's get this done. Let's get this done. We come back. Deion Sanders has spoken publicly about all of the conversations surrounding Shedeur Sanders as his son slipped to the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft. He acknowledged he was, quote, hurt by the conversations. I'll give you the full quote. We'll do it next. Gary Parrish Show presented by Ortho South.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Have you always dreamed of entertaining on the biggest stage in Memphis? The Claw Crew is looking for members to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. Claw Crew members are hardworking, high-energy entertainers who assist Grizzlies home games by hyping up the crowd and much more. Not only do they support the Grizzlies at home games, but also promote in Memphis and across the Mid-South. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information and to register today. The Grizzlies, grannies, and grandpas have the right moves and are currently looking for new members to join their team for the upcoming season. These soulful seniors are a fan favorite group throughout Grizz Nation. You do not have to be a grandparent, but you must be at least 50 years old with personality, rhythm, and passion for performing. If that sounds like you, then we want to see you on Sunday, June 29th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information.
Bain drives.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Close. He hits and the Grizzlies have the lead.
Yeah!
Jarrett with a knockaway.
Good defense.
Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
Let's go, show. Let's go.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either, and that's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays in the evenings and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, has acknowledged that the conversation surrounding his son Shedeur Sanders as he slipped to the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft did, quote, hurt him. Here's what he said. It hurt. But the Bible says God uses the foolish things to confound the wise. There was some foolish stuff that went on, but that gave them something that they needed. Like that edge that Tom Brady had, it gave them the edge that you had. It gave them the edge that I have. Folks said we weren't going to be nothing, but we had to prove that. It gave them the edge that they needed, both of them. He's talking about both sons. Shedeur slipped to the 5th round. His other son went undrafted, but subsequently signed a deal with Tampa Bay. What's interesting is Deion got very specific later on in the conversation and said there were reports that Shedeur was walking into meetings with team officials, like sitting in meetings with team officials, interviews, with headphones on. And he says, listen, I know this man. He's my son. That's nonsense. It just didn't happen, all right? Is it possible he didn't do well in the interviews? Sure. I wasn't there. Is it possible he didn't prepare as well as he should have or could have? Maybe. Did he sit in meetings with headphones on? No, that did not happen. What do you make of that? Because he is taking something very specific and saying, there are reports that said my son did this, and I'm telling you it's not true.
I believe him because even though Shedeur's his own guy and he's not his dad, like I do not believe that he would wear headphones into a meeting. I think Deion Sanders would be extremely unhappy with that if he found out that was true.
I don't know if Shedeur would wear headphones in a meeting. I don't know him like that.
Yeah.
I believe, like you, Deion. And if Deion is getting very specific about that thing, that is something that I believe probably did not happen. And this is the way stories work. You ever listen to people tell stories? Like me and you were both at Italian Fest on Friday night. We shared experiences. And yet, if you told a story about something that happened and I told a story about the exact same thing, independent of each other, you went in that room, told the story, I went in this room, told the story, it
wouldn't be exactly the same.
No.
Right.
We do not remember things properly always. And things get twisted up, little details get twisted up. And I bet you, which is usually the case, this was what happened there. The truth is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
He probably, relative to other prospects, didn't take the interview seriously. Relative to other prospects, came across a certain way. I could easily see all that. Do I think he sat across from a general manager who was trying to talk to him and had headphones on?
No.
Do I think it's possible he was walking into a room with headphones on and then took them off and sat down, and that gets twisted in? The guy's in the room with headphones on. Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that is probably the truth. But this is one where it's a complicated story, and I can understand a lot of different sides of it. Like, we talked about it in real time. You can find the clips. I explained to the best of my ability why I think Shedeur Sanders slipped to the 5th round. It made sense to me once it was explained to me by people who know more about the NFL draft than I do, that he was never really seen by many people as an actual first-round talent. You still read stories like the story that I was referencing here. Like, it's written, published, ESPN.com, and there will still be a part of that story that says Sanders was expected to go in the first round. He was expected to go in the first round by him and Dion and maybe a mock draft here or there. But what we subsequently found out is that actual NFL franchises did not expect him to go in the first round. Once you don't go in the first round, quarterbacks don't go in the second, and then it just becomes a thing of, do we want him in the quarterback room if he's not QB1? I don't know. Some franchises were uncomfortable with that, the dynamics of that, and then he slips to the 5th round. That's how it happened. So I could understand how what happened, but then it did get nasty, and people were piling on and having fun with it, and I'm never or rarely comfortable with that type of thing. Like, this is a big moment in this young man's life, and it went poorly relative to what he had in his head, and we're all just out here laughing about it. Like, imagine if it were you or your son. Like, Shedeur Sanders' problems are smaller than most people's problems, but that was a bad night and bad experience for him. That was a rough few days. And I thought in that moment, regardless of how he handled the interviews, I thought he handled that pretty well. Like, that very public disappointment, the whole world's laughing at you, making fun of you, and there's erroneous reports circulating about you. I thought he handled that stuff about as maturely as you would hope. But I'm not surprised to find out that maybe some of the reports that were swirling could have been exaggerated. Yeah. And that's what Dion said here. All of it hurt because you don't like to hear these things about your son, particularly when they're not true. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how his career unfolds.
Oh, dude, that is going to be a fascinating training camp. Like, especially when like their depth charts start coming out, because they got 5 quarterbacks on the roster. Now, Deshaun Watson's not going to play this year. And I don't really know the situation if they can cut him, where that stands right now. But we know he's not going to play quarterback. Then you got Flacco and Kenny Pickett as the veterans. You draft Dylan Gabriel ahead of Shedeur Sanders. So, like, where's he going to come in on that first depth chart? It's going to be fascinating to see, because the thing is okay, yeah, they have 5 quarterbacks, but I could easily convince myself, well, he's the best one.
I'm going to assume he's not the best one.
Sure.
If only because the NFL draft suggested as much.
That's right.
All right?
That's right.
The NFL draft told us what the world thinks of Shedeur Sanders as a quarterback prospect. It's less than what his father thinks of him as a quarterback. But to your point, it ain't like he's in the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback room.
Right.
Or the Buffalo Bills quarterback room.
Like, those 2 veterans in Pickett and Flacco, both of those guys could be cut, right?
You ready for this? None of these guys should be your starting quarterback. All right?
That's probably true.
None of these guys should be your starting quarterback.
It's the Browns.
None of these guys should be your starting quarterback. So if nothing else, he is in a room with a bunch of other guys who probably shouldn't be a starting quarterback in the NFL. So wherever you start on the depth chart, it doesn't seem like it's an impossible climb. Right. It doesn't seem like you're sitting around going, well, if Josh Allen ever gets hurt and somebody else gets hurt, then maybe it's my shot.
Yeah.
It's like this guy's probably going to suck, and this guy's going to suck, and eventually they might look at me. Let me just keep doing my job, keep showing them whatever it is I think I can do every day, and eventually the opportunity will come to me because I don't believe in any of these guys. Eventually they're going to look. They might look at him first and look at him next, but eventually they're going to look at me because I don't believe in these guys. I mean, you don't say that, but that's what you think.
Yep.
It will be fascinating to see how this
really
unfolds.
Will. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Number 2.
Frank Ragnow, 4-time Pro Bowler, Detroit Lions, has retired at the age of 29.
That's wild.
Do you see the quotes?
Uh-uh.
He said, "These past couple of months have been very trying as I've come to the realization that my football journey is ending and I'm officially retiring from the NFL." Posted this on Instagram. "I've tried to convince myself that I'm feeling good, but I'm not. And it's time to prioritize my health and my family's future. I have given this team everything I have, and thought I had more to give, but the reality is I simply don't." This is a 29-year-old man who says, "I can't put my body through this anymore." We've sort of gotten away from the football stuff is really dangerous conversations.
Yeah.
Like we used to talk about concussions all the time.
We did, yep.
And I don't mean just us. I mean just like these were real What we don't really talk about this stuff anymore, do we? I guess whenever Tua gets popped.
I think that whole situation made everyone be like, well, I guess this is just, it is what it is.
The Tua thing was interesting because it was like the whole world saying, man, you can't keep playing. And he's like,
no, I'm going to keep playing.
I understand the risk. I understand. You're not telling me anything I don't know, but I want to do this. And if I pay a long-term price for it, then that'll be the price I pay. Don't talk to me like I don't know what I'm doing. Tell me you wouldn't do what I'm doing. But don't tell me I don't understand. I do understand. I'm doing what I want to do. Okay. And here's somebody quite literally making the opposite decision. He's saying, and really nobody was out there telling Frank you need to retire.
Right. I mean, 29, like this.
Yeah. Nobody was saying you're at risk of long-term. He was just like, this hurts. And I don't want to do this to my body anymore. And I need to prioritize my family. I don't need to put myself through this. I like, you get around 50-year-old football players, and a lot of them walk around like they're 65.
Yeah.
You get around 65-year-old football players, they walk around like they're 80. And I don't know how many 80-year-old football players you see. It does take a toll on you. Like, wrestling also takes a toll on, like, old wrestlers, man.
Oh, man. I saw there was a video that someone posted of, like, some of the old guys that were at some, convention, and it was all of them walking in, and just every one of them to a T had some kind of like limp or had a cane, or they take a beating. Yep.
I was on a flight from Chicago, or maybe to Chicago, several years ago, with a Hall of Fame football player. Like, I recognized him. He was literally sitting next to me on the plane, and I can't get his name right now. I want to say it's Kevin something.
Kevin Mawai?
He was a pass rusher.
No.
I want to say played for the Packers, and God, I remember him. He had blonde hair.
Clay Matthews?
No, I want to say it was Kevin something. He's passed recently of a heart attack. He died subsequent to this flight, obviously. But I recognized him, but couldn't quite place who he was. And then people started asking for autographs and stuff on the plane. And this is the point. Plane landed, and we're getting off the plane. And so now we're just walking through the airport. The chat's got it right. Roser's got it right. Kevin Green.
There you go.
I was on the plane with Kevin Green. And we're just walking through the airport. And he could not walk. And it was just like, this is not an old man. And he could barely move. His body had taken such a beating. He died at 58 in 2020. Jeez. I guess I would have probably seen him a few years before that. Because I remember when he died thinking, I was just on a plane with him a couple years ago. So let's say I saw him at 56. I'm 48.
Yeah,
I'm talking about this guy. He did not need a wheelchair. I don't want to overstate it. Because you see that a lot of time at airports.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But he had real trouble just walking through the airport. And that was the byproduct of just being a former football player. Somebody whose body took that beating. So Frank Ragnall's just like, I don't want to end up like that. I can walk away now. And I do think we'll see more of this.
Yeah.
Because the money's so massive now. You can make all your money before you're 30 or make a lot of money before you're 30 and then just get out of it. Not everybody's wired that way. Some people want to compete. Like Tua clearly just wants to play football. He just loves playing football. But Andrew Luck just said, I don't want to do this anymore. And Frank Ragnall, like, I don't want to do this anymore. You see it sometimes in other sports, but it's never for these reasons. Even in basketball, once somebody's body is taking a beating, they don't typically walk away. We tell them you can't play anymore, and we send them away.
Right.
They don't just say, I can't do this anymore, or I don't want to do this anymore. In baseball, can you imagine a 29-year-old baseball player just saying, I don't want to put my body through this anymore? Your body
people would call him out.
Your body might go through so much that you can't do the job anymore, but you don't just walk around because of your long-term health. You don't do that in baseball. You don't do that in basketball, with few exceptions. But you do it in football. Like, this is an annual story. Somebody young and somebody who could still do the job says, I don't want to do the job anymore because of the toll it takes either on my brain or my body or some combination of the two. So that's your big NFL headline from the past 24 hours. And I'm not going to sit up here and pretend to talk about what it does to the Lions' offensive line, but I did.
Oh, it's not good.
But Mina Kimes talked about it on TV, and she was like, "This is tough. This is a big deal." She called it massive. Massive
he's one of their best players. For sure.
He is one of their best players, and now they have a hole to fill.
Yeah.
Number 3.
How do you feel about Giannis Antetokounmpo possibly being a Toronto Raptor?
I would love for him to stay, unless he's coming to the Grizzlies, I would love for him to stay in the East, so I feel great about it, but I'm not so sure that it's realistic.
Weird report that has gotten some traction, and this is sort of the way media works now. So I first am aware of this story. I'll just tell the truth. It's CBSSports.com. It's a headline, and it says, report, mutual interest between Giannis and the Raptors. That's interesting. So then I read that, and it's like, according to the Toronto Star. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go back to the Toronto Star, see what they wrote. And do you know where this originates from?
Someone just said, in theory, here's what a Giannis trade would look
mailbag.
like. Yeah, of course.
It's a mailbag.
We got to stop throwing around the word report. We have to. It's gone too far.
But this is now everywhere. It's in the New York Post. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Because it's just an easy headline. Raptors, mutual interest, Giannis.
Report.
It's a mailbag. It's a columnist answering questions in a mailbag. And it is technically a report because within the mailbag, the columnist does say, I'm hearing there's mutual interest between, or we're hearing there's mutual interest, or there's rumors that there's mutual interest. So if you want to tag it with, he's a legitimate media person, and he's saying he's hearing, and so that's a report. But like if it was really a report, if I were running the Toronto Star, I'd be like, give me a headline on it. And let's make it
let's put a name on it and let's go.
Let's do this. All right. So it's one of these things where somebody's hearing something, they put it in a mailbag, then everybody else picks up on it. Now here we are talking about mutual interest between the Raptors and the Giannis, between the Raptors and Giannis Antetokounmpo. What's weird about it is you go, okay, well, what does that even look like? And the report, for lack of a better word, is that Scotty Barnes wouldn't even be a part of the deal. That the centerpiece of it would be R.J. Barrett.
Okay.
Well, we're just not doing it for Milwaukee. We're just not doing a deal for Giannis if the centerpiece is R.J. Barrett. Like, what are you even talking about?
Also, if you're Giannis and you're leaving Milwaukee because you feel like that it's run its course there, then why would you go to Toronto?
If you believe in Scotty Barnes and like whatever, and you just love the idea of living in Toronto because it's a beautiful city and whatever, and you're an international player anyway, so like living in the continental United States doesn't matter as much to you as it might matter to somebody who grew up in Memphis or Charlotte or Atlanta or whatever. But just if I'm running the Bucks, ring, hey, what's up? Yeah, we are thinking we're at least listening if you want to make an offer for Giannis. We still got to talk to Giannis and see what he wants, but what's up? R.J. Barrett, like the one who played at Duke. Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah.
We're done here. We're done with this. What? there will be somebody puts together a package where the centerpiece is something better than RJ Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, I got to think any package for him is going to obviously come with a bunch of picks and a really good play. And no offense to RJ Barrett, but a better player than RJ Barrett.
I'm comfortable offending RJ Barrett.
Yeah, it's going to be a better player that comes back with the picks. I would think.
I mean offense to RJ Barrett. You can say no offense to RJ Barrett.
Okay.
I mean offense to RJ Barrett. You can't be the centerpiece in the Giannis trade.
No, I mean, it's just doesn't seem realistic.
No, I'd rather have the second pick in the draft.
Right.
I'd rather have the second pick in the draft than RJ Barrett's the centerpiece of anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I doubt Giannis ends up in Toronto, but the summer of Giannis, it'll be here before you know it. There was a report last week that he's going to meet with Milwaukee this week, and they're going to try to talk through it. But it seems pretty clear. I don't know that it seems pretty clear, but most indications are he's going to say, if you can get something from me that makes you happy, just know that I'm open to not playing basketball here next season. I'm open to playing basketball somewhere else. Because here's the thing: regardless of what you think Toronto could be with you or anybody else could be with you, you know what Milwaukee is with you. And it's not good enough with Dame sidelined. It's not good enough with Dame. But with Dame's sidelined Achilles injury, it's not good enough.
They're in a tough spot. Like, they just don't – they're not going to have the flexibility that some of these other teams are, right?
I mean, they just got Damian Lillard's big salary on the books, but no Damian Lillard.
Right.
It's just – and they weren't good with him.
Right.
So you – obviously, if you're Giannis, you want to go to the best place possible. But you know staying in Milwaukee at the very least amounts to nothing next season. Like if you stay in Milwaukee, you cannot regardless of anything, you can't realistically expect to compete for something that matters until at least the 2026-27 season.
Mm-hmm.
You're at least 2 years away because Dame's money's on your books and he can't play. So most seem to believe he will very respectfully request, let's start looking at ways to get me somewhere else in a deal that works both for you and for me. I bet you we get that report before this week is over.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think so too.
Number 4.
A game-worn Orlando Magic uniform from Penny Hardaway's rookie season, 1993-94, was auctioned off for $52,360.80 by Gray Flannel Auctions, a Scottsdale, Arizona-based auction house. This, according to the Daily Memphian. $52,000 for just let me tell you exactly what this is.
Mm-hmm.
This is a uniform that Penny Hardaway wore in his rookie season.
Those are sick.
Really nice. It's not like from some specific game, some specific moment. It's just, those are just articles of clothing that he put on once upon a time. And somebody paid $52,000 for them. That makes sense to you?
I mean, I would assume it's a Magic fan or a Penny fan. But
and I don't mean anything about the Magic or Penny or anything. It's just like, I have a real blind spot for stuff like this. I don't understand why people want stuff like this.
Right. Because a lot of collectors will buy stuff with the hope that it's going to resell later years down the road for a lot more than what they paid for it. And that very well could. I mean, who knows? Like, it's funny. Like, he is still like so beloved there. They just posted a video of him this morning, showing off because they just rebranded. And,
he still matters when he walks into a room.
Yeah. They just rebranded. They're going to have new uniforms next year, which are kind of they're going back to the pinstripes. And they posted a video of Penny showing him off.
He matters when he walks into a room, and it's not because he's the current University of Memphis men's basketball coach.
Right. I think
it's because he's Penny Hardaway. Final Four this past year, San Antonio. I guess Penny and I were staying at the same hotel because one night I'm walking in, and he's in the lobby talking to Grant Hill. And that was a scene in the lobby. Like, I went over to Penny, said hello, and then I went over to the bar because I saw some people over there I knew and sort of settled in. And they were like, oh, yeah, I saw you talking to Penny. I was like, yeah. And they were like, man, how cool is that? Him and Grant Hill just standing there talking. And it had nothing to do with Grant Hill, the broadcaster, and Penny Hardaway, the basketball coach. It's like, these are two of the greatest basketball talents who have ever lived. Yeah. And they're just standing in the middle of the lobby just chopping it up.
Yeah.
And it made people pay it. People were like, I'm telling you.
I think, too, there's just.
I'm telling you, Jay Wright could have walked in at the exact same time, and it wouldn't have moved the room the same way just Penny Hardaway and Grant Hill sitting there, because they were, for people who didn't live through it, you cannot grasp how unbelievable of a basketball player Penny Hardaway was for a moment before injuries robbed him of his gifts. He was the deal.
Yeah, I think too that and Roser just said he obviously is a card collector, but he said that game worn memorabilia has skyrocketed in value.
I get it. I guess this is where my
my
blind spot is. I sort of can understand if you say, remember the Jordan flu game? Oh yeah, everybody remembers that. Here's the uniform he wore that night. So then it's displayed wherever you display it, and you have a story to tell with it. Like, if I heard somebody had just paid X amount of dollars for the jersey Tyrese Halliburton wore in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, that would make sense to me on some level, because it would be like, that's a display. What is this? Oh, wow, Pacers, is that a Halliburton jersey? Oh, yeah. That's the one. You remember Game 1 Eastern Conference Finals 2025. Oh, yeah, the shot where he got a paint touch, you turned it out to the three-point line, launched it, hit him with the choke side at the Garden. Yeah, that game. Yeah, of course.
That was awesome.
That's the uniform. Oh, wow. Oh, boxing glove, autographed. That's cool. What's that? Yeah, Mike Tyson autographed it. So where'd you get that? Well, you remember the Michael Spinks fight. Oh, yeah, the Michael Spinks fight, 91 seconds. Everybody remembers that. Knocked him out. There's the gloves he wore in that fight. This is just like a uniform he wore once. What's the story? It's from his rookie year.
That's true. Yeah, I think too. Like the lore of the '90s NBA, like the Jordan era, is just bigger than it's ever been. Right?
Yeah, I'm not debating the value of it or anything. It's just like that wouldn't register with me.
Yeah,
I would need the story. Like if there was one piece of memorabilia you could own, you could have it. I could just snap my fingers and give it to you. Anything that's any piece of memorabilia, and without value, I don't care about, because the easy thing to do is just pick the most expensive piece of memorabilia in history and say that's the one I would want. Forget value. Just you'd like to have it in your home, because it would mean something to you.
Maybe like a. Man, I don't know. Like, as far as like the teams that I root for, I'm trying to think of like a moment where like that piece would be so valuable.
I was thinking about like, what would I like if you walked in my house?
Like maybe CDR's jersey when he dunked on Kevin Love in the Final Four.
That's perfect.
Like that'd be a good one, because I'd have a story with that.
Yeah, the story.
Let me pull up the video.
This is
that'd be pretty cool.
This is the jersey. It's not just a CDR jersey from his junior year. It's the CDR jersey from the Final Four. You've got the picture next to it of him dunking on Kevin Love. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like for me, I was thinking about it. If I had the ball that rolled through Bill Buckner's legs.
Oh, yeah.
In Game 6, 86 World Series at Shea Stadium. Like if you walked in my office and I had a ball in a case, and you say, oh, that's cool ball. And maybe you have it autographed by Mookie Wilson or something. And you'd say, what's that? Is that autographed ball? Yeah. Mookie Wilson signed it. Maybe you have Buckner's autograph on it, too.
Yeah.
He did sign those types of things. Oh, well, so where's that ball from? Well, 86 World Series, right? The Buckner ground ball? Yeah. That's the ball. That ball rolled through Bill Buckner's legs. That ball changed baseball history. That ball provided the best sports moment for my childhood. That's the ball. That would mean something to me. Regardless of how much I could sell it for, that would mean something to me. But just random uniforms that somebody put on, I got a blind spot for that one. I don't understand it. But you know what, Bennett? I don't need to understand everything.
Yeah, me either. I like it. I would like it, but I ain't got $50K to drop.
Yeah. Well, maybe someday, Bennett.
Penny, if you got anything and just want to hook me up, like
don't be begging Penny Hardaway for stuff. Penny Hardaway walks around every day, people asking him for stuff.
That's true.
Don't be asking Penny Hardaway for stuff.
Yeah,
let that man live in peace.
Good point.
All right.
Number 5.
Max Homa did not qualify for the U.S. Open yesterday. He played a qualifier in Ohio and got into a playoffs, 36-hole qualifier. For people who don't understand golf, a typical round of golf is 18 holes. Yesterday, they played 36, and then he went to a playoff Had to play 2 more holes. So he played 38 holes yesterday, lost in the playoff, failed to qualify for the U.S. Open, and he carried his own bag all 38 holes. He played without a caddy because he has recently fired his caddy. He has been struggling.
Dang.
He's just lost it in a way that, I don't want to say it's unique to golf, but this thing happens in golf seemingly more often than it happens in other places. Max Homa was taken off. Ryder Cup team. When you would go out the TPC Southwest for the FedEx St. Jude Championship, yeah, they'd have Roy McIlroy's picture up everywhere and Scotty Scheffler's picture up everywhere, but we had gotten to a point where Max Homa's picture was up everywhere too. Like he was a face of something. And he can't play golf anymore. Just can't play. There's a really interesting column connected to him because I think it was at the most recent major. He might have played really well on either Friday or Saturday and got in contention and then just fell apart. And he was like, I don't know. He's confounded. He does not know what's happening. And the quotes are just heartbreaking, not in real life terms, but in sports terms, to just be lost. He's just lost. He was like, I don't know why I'm doing this other than it's just my job. But I don't know what the point of me going out and banging on balls all day is anymore. I'm not getting anything out of this. I'm not getting better. It's not fixing anything. I'm getting up every morning and I'm going to work the same way I've always gone to work. But I'm not getting the results anymore. It'd be like if I got up every day, if I just did, for whatever you think of what I do, I got up every day and I'm doing it, and I'm doing it, and I'm doing it, and I'm happy with the results I'm getting, and I'm doing it. And then just next week, I just couldn't talk, or I couldn't tell a story, or I couldn't properly prep anymore. And it was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't get through a segment. I bring on Michael Eaves and I can't talk to him anymore.
Yeah.
I can't hold a conversation. It's just slipping. I don't know what's going on. That's where he's at. And the quotes were like, I guess I'm going to keep working because I don't know what else to do. This is my job. Like I'm sure other people around the country are getting up and doing jobs that they don't love anymore and they maybe aren't great at anymore. So who am I? I'll just keep doing my job.
Damn.
But that is where I'm at now with this thing. That's where I'm at now with golf. I don't feel capable of doing it anymore. And it doesn't, every other time I've been able to work my way out of this, and I can't work my way out of it. And he seems to be, he didn't use these words, but he seems to be losing confidence. Like he seems to have lost complete belief in himself. And so he fired his caddy. And they haven't made it official, but like it's been reported he has fired his caddy. And so he shows up. It's Max Homa. Think of Rory McIlroy. And I know Max Homa's not Roy McIlroy, but if Roy McIlroy was just trying to qualify for the U.S. Open, the same way, like, I could go try to qualify for the U.S. Open. He's just out there. And maybe not me, but you get the point. He's just out there, and he's carrying his own bag, and he's still struggling. Can't get there. It's tough.
Yeah, man.
You know what happened?
That's brutal.
There's a long list of golfers this has happened to. One pretty famous local golfer where it just sort of fell apart on him. Like the whole world's out in front of you, and you're on the right trajectory, and then it's just like, what happened? Just can't do it. Just Michelle Wie, kind of happened to her.
It did, yeah.
And then it just can't. She said she goes back and watches videos of herself sometimes, and she's like, what am I doing? She, like, it doesn't even recognize herself. Like changing putters, bending over, just all sorts of weird stuff. Just searching constantly for anything to get it right. And that's where Homa's at right now. And after the round yesterday, the reporters tried to talk to him, and he was like, I'd rather just talk about the golf and not the other stuff. But, you know, I did just hoof it 38 holes, carrying my own bag. I haven't done that in a long time. I'm pretty tired, too. He just seems depressed. Just seems like a depressed rich man, you know?
That sucks.
Yeah. I hope he comes out, because by all accounts, I don't know this guy, but Vernon knows him. And, you know, because of the Masters updates and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, Vernon knows Max, and, like, by all accounts, he's an awesome guy, fun guy. And we've talked about this before, whether it's in life or sport. Like, I don't like watching people struggle. I root for people, too. I love watching, like, the Dan Skirka stuff. I could tie all this together. Like, I didn't know Dan Skirka before yesterday. But I watched that man accomplish something last night and have real tears of joy and celebrate it with his family and do something that had never been done before at that school. I love seeing stuff like that. I don't care anything, I guess, independently about Murray State or Dan Skirka, but I love watching that. I like watching people accomplish something. And here we have on the other end, the other extreme, here's a guy who's just falling apart very publicly, just struggling very publicly. That's rough, man. I know he's still got a nice house. I know his house is still bigger than yours, probably. Not you, but you get the point. I know his house is still bigger than most, and his wife is still hotter than most, and all of these things that you think, oh, man, if I had that and that and that and that, I'd be fine. I wouldn't care about nothing else. He sounds depressed because he's struggling so much at his job. Hope he figures it out.
I do, too.
It's a hard thing to figure out, though, man.
Yeah, it seems like it with that sport. Once it like goes away, it's hard to
this is how you
find
know
it.
This is how you know he's searching for things. He was like, if I have a caddy out there, like you said this yesterday, then I can blame things on other people. Well, if you'd gave me a better number, or if you'd have recommended something else, and he's like, today it was all on me. Whatever happened, it was on me. I made every decision. I saw every shot. I read every putt. It was all on me. But to think in golf, nobody else in golf thinks that's the solution to bad golf is to fire a caddy and do it by yourself.
Yeah,
that's not so lost that I guess I'll try this. I don't know what else to do. I guess I'll try this. So lost that you think just being out there by yourself and carrying your bag might improve things. That's how lost he is. Hope he figures it out.
I do too.
But it's a hard thing to figure out. Be back with GP's Carryout.
For Jaren Jackson Jr. in 7 years to have the following resume is very impressive. Second team all defense this year. He's a 2-time All-Star. He's a 2-time first team all defense, 2-time leader in blocks. Made the all-rookie first team back in his first year in the league.
You left off Defensive Player of the Year.
And Defensive Player of the Year.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
With a knockaway.
Good defense.
Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
Let's go. Let's go.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Show presented by Ortho South. Let's wrap this up with GP's Carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we learn today?
Whole bunch of stuff, but we mostly, believe it or not, focused on college baseball in the opening hour.
How about that?
Big night. NCAA baseball tournament last night. My previous favorite team, the Ole Miss Rebels, were defeated by my current favorite team, the Murray State Racers. Dan Skirka got a Powerade bath after the game, messed his jaws up, but we're hoping he gets.
I bet he gets some new ones.
Some new ones before they have to head to Durham for a Super Regional Game 1. That's Saturday at noon. Do you even know when your Arkansas Razorbacks take battle with the Tennessee Vols? Do you need? Have you planned your weekend yet?
I believe we play at 4 p.m. on ESPN2 versus the Vols on Saturday.
You're locked in.
Let's go. It might be regular. I don't know if
it's regular ESPN.
Oh, buddy. Lock it in.
You're locked in, Bennett.
I'm ready to go.
You want to run through our schedule real quick so we can properly prepare?
Yep.
Super Regionals actually get started on Friday, but I refer to this Friday Super Regionals. I refer to that as the undercard.
It really is.
That's
if we're being honest.
If we're being honest, that's what we call the undercard. Because you'll get your Arizona, North Carolina, Florida State, Oregon State, Miami, Louisville, Coastal Carolina, Auburn. But then on Saturday, that's when the big boys get going.
Yes, sir.
Murray State at Duke, my Racers, noon on ESPNU on Saturday. And then, Game 1, Tennessee, Arkansas, 4 o'clock on Big ESPN, live from Fayetteville. Oh, it's a big weekend.
I'm ready.
I'm ready, too. I wish we were doing it tonight.
I know. I do hate that we got this little hiatus now. We got a little NBA Finals in between.
We got a lot of hiatuses right now.
Yeah, I know.
We are in the middle of multiple hiatuses.
I know.
Like, this is all. I feel like we're being tested. I know they say God won't put more on you than you can take. I know that's what they say. Isn't that what they say?
Yes.
Which is just obviously not true, right? You agree with that? God will put too much on you.
Oh, yeah.
He puts too much on people all the time.
People reach their breaking points all the time.
Yeah. I don't understand when people say that. Well, God will never put too much on you.
Right.
He'll never put more on you than you can handle. Yeah, I disagree. Respectfully, I disagree with that. All right? Respectfully, I disagree with that.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm excited.
We've got some hiatuses going on right now. This is what I was trying to say. I clearly forgot what I was trying to say.
I was like, where are we going with this?
They say God won't put more on you than you can handle.
That was it.
But do you realize we're trying to do shows every day with no NBA games? Now we're out of college baseball. Keep in mind, we turned to college baseball because
the
Knicks couldn't force a Game 7.
That's right. Damn them.
We needed the Knicks to force a Game 7. The Knicks couldn't win in Indianapolis, at which point we became baseball fans. All right? Now we've got an NBA Finals hiatus. We've got a college baseball hiatus. We've got a Caitlin Clark hiatus.
Yeah, we do. When's she coming back? It's got to be soon.
God, I hope so, Bennett.
She'll be back soon.
I mean, you got me over here talking about Frank Ragnow. You see what I'm going through?
Right.
I'm sitting over here talking about a man I didn't know existed a day ago. Too many hiatuses right now. NBA Finals hiatus, college baseball hiatus, Caitlin Clark hiatus. That's a lot of hiatuses to be dealing with in early June. But we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Murray State plays again on Saturday at noon. Go Racers.
Call the Hogs.
Call the Hogs.
What's today's biggest game?
I'm going to take you to Dodger Stadium. 9:10 first pitch. It's the Mets and the Dodgers. It's a possible NLCS preview.
Ohtani, God bless you.
Mets got him last night in extra.
He still had a home run.
Well, he always hit. Lindor led off with one. But that was last night was tough on me.
Ohtani home runs, they're just the gift that keeps on giving.
They are. You keep betting these.
Pretty much every game. Yeah.
You realize
they're catching on.
You realize you're not even getting good value. Like the number.
No, it's horrible. It was
horrible.
like plus 160
That's
last
insane.
night. Yeah.
That's such a bad bet.
I know. Typically, it's like for these home runs, like the good home run hitters, it's like plus 400. You know.
Yeah. You're not getting good value.
No.
But whatever.
I don't care.
You don't.
He's always hitting them.
It was tough last night.
Yeah.
I had a 5 o'clock first pitch with the Rebels and Racers down in Oxford. So, everything depends on when you get your night started.
Mm-hmm.
My nights don't usually start at 5 o'clock, if you know what I mean. That's a little early for me. All right? But had the grill going. My Rebels are playing my Racers. My former Rebels are playing my current Racers.
Mm-hmm.
And, might as well start the night. Well, I ain't really built to start a night at 5 and watch a Mets-Dodgers game through the final out if it doesn't start until after 9 o'clock. It's hard to stay up, Bennett. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So did I fall asleep in the middle of Mets-Dodgers last night? Yes, I did. But I woke up to the good news, extra inning victory. And tonight is Tyler McGill against Clayton Kershaw. I can give you the Mets at plus 120 or the Dodgers at minus 145. How are you going to act?
Oh, is this Kershaw's first start of the season?
No.
No?
No. I don't think so.
Well, his record says 0-0.
Well, you can start games and get no decisions, Bennett. You know how baseball works, right?
Sorry. I was looking at... I got you.
I believe we're going to call this Clayton Kershaw's fourth start of the season.
Gotcha.
He has not been great, though. ERA's 4.91.
No, he has not.
But last time out, went 5 innings. Still not great. Gave up 6 hits, but only 1 earned run. He's not been great. He's 37 years old.
This one's tough. Dodgers lost 2 in a row.
This is not the Clayton Kershaw you grew up with.
Right.
But this is the Tyler McGill you grew up with.
I think I'm gonna go. I just can't believe the Dodgers are gonna lose 3 in a row. Give me the Dodgers tonight.
My God, you give a man a pocket watch, you think he'll return the favor.
Give me the Dodgers tonight. There's no way they're losing 3 in a row.
You give a man a pocket watch, you think he'll return the favor.
I'm gonna go Dodgers.
Okay, go Dodgers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Dodgers. You'll pay a price for that.
I'm gonna go Dodgers.
You're
gonna
gonna
lost last night because of Southern Miss.
Minus 145 is the number you're laying against Francisco Lindor, Juan Soto, and the New York Mets. You will pay for this. You're gonna rue the day. You're gonna rue the day.
Yeah, I'm going Dodgers.
All you had to do was say LGM. Now you're gonna rue the day. You're gonna rue the day.
Okay.
What are we watching on TV?
Have you checked out Cold Case: The Tylenol Murders on Netflix?
I have not. I took a Tylenol last night. Should I be worried? What's going on?
Oh, man. A fatal poison.
Uh-huh.
Random bottles of Tylenol. An unknown killer. This true crime series investigates the prime suspects of an infamous 80s murder mystery. It's a murder mystery.
Okay.
Connected to Tylenol. 3-part series. It's on Netflix right now. And it remains in the top 5 among television shows. People are watching this. People are enjoying it.
You know, of all the pain relievers out there, Tylenol's my go-to.
I'm an Advil guy.
Are you an Advil guy?
Yeah.
I figured that about you. You just seem like an Advil guy.
They shouted out Advil on Watch the Throne, and I think I decided I was going to be an Advil guy. That really might be the reason.
I'm a Tylenol guy, and because when you said this, I was like, wait a second, this is impossible because I'm assuming the packaging was a little different back then. They probably didn't have that seal on it.
Gotta have a seal.
Yeah, like you push down on the bottle and you screw it off, and then there's like a seal that you have to break to get to the Tylenol.
Then you might encounter a cotton ball.
I don't think so anymore. I think they've gotten rid of those. Thank God.
You hated that cotton ball?
I hate cotton balls. Do you hate cotton balls?
How can you be against cotton balls? Why would you hate cotton balls? Why would you have such strong feelings about cotton balls?
Bro, I think I've told you this before. There's something about like the texture of a cotton ball that just like gives me the like heebie-jeebies. I just hate touching a cotton ball.
Man, I love touching a cotton ball.
It like this is so weird. And
I want to like lay on cotton ball. I love cotton balls.
I hate it. It like makes me cringe when I touch a cotton ball. I don't like that feeling. I don't know why.
What is going on with you?
And like I like cotton t-shirts and stuff but like a cotton ball, something about it.
I never met a man that didn't like to touch a cotton ball.
My wife's the exact same way. I don't know what it is.
You got a family of cotton ball haters?
Yeah.
You're raising a family of cotton ball haters.
I don't know about the kids, but like I don't know what it is.
Y'all bonded over your hatred for cotton balls.
And can anyone in the chat back me up here? Like I don't know if that's a thing or if I'm just weird.
You're weird. I'm telling you.
I don't like the feeling of cotton balls.
You don't know if it means you're weird, but I'm telling you, yes, it does.
Like, you know when you go to like the doctor's office and there's that jar with all the cotton balls? I don't even know if they have those anymore, but you remember when you go to the doctor's office, there's
I love a good jar of cotton balls.
Ugh, just looking at it.
Oh man, I want to stick my whole arm in there.
Nah, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
What is going on with you?
I hate them.
I don't even understand how you can hate cotton balls.
That's why I'm Team Tylenol, because they got rid of that crap.
Like, I can understand hatred for black olives. That makes sense to me. I hate them myself.
I love olives. Green olives, black olives. Green better, but I like black olives too.
I genuinely don't understand how people eat black olives. I can't make sense of how anybody says I like that thing.
What about a Kalamata?
What?
Kalamata. Isn't it Kalamata olives?
I don't want any olives.
Those are like the dark purple ones.
No olives. No olives. You keep all the olives.
I like olives quite a bit, actually.
Even Bloody Mary, I don't want olives. Hold the olives.
Yeah, they'll put the green ones in there.
I don't like. So if you said I hate olives, I'd be like, man, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. But cotton balls? Never even heard such a thing.
Yeah, people are saying that's not a thing. It's a thing with me. I don't like cotton balls. They just got a weird texture that makes me
like
cringe.
Styrofoam.
Yeah.
I could understand that if he said, I don't like the way it sounds and it squeaks and you like that sound it makes.
Yeah.
That would make sense to me.
That doesn't really bother me.
But cotton balls, they're just soft. They can just do anything you want. You can just do whatever you want.
They feel weird.
Cotton ball, you can do whatever you want to a cotton ball.
They feel weird.
They feel
I don't like them.
I mean, I would lay in.
I'm going to pass.
All right. Well, here we go. The Tylenol murders.
Yeah. Someone was assuming was putting like some drugs in Tylenol and people were dying. Well, it is a drug in its own right, but like
it's a drug in its own right.
But hard drugs.
It's an 80s murder mystery.
Okay.
So if you're looking for something to watch while we're on all these hiatuses.
Okay.
We're on a hiatus from the NBA Finals. We're on a hiatus from Caitlin Clark. We're on a hiatus from college baseball. The Tylenol murders might be for you.
All right, I got to catch up on the Valley, so I'll.
You got to catch up on the mortuary.
Yeah, I got to catch up on that too.
That was a wild deal, buddy. That guy's wild.
Okay, I got to watch that one too.
All right. You got a lot of stuff to do. You got a lot on your plate.
I got a lot going on.
You got a lot on your plate.
What's the best thing we've read?
They just tweeted. Do you see this tweet?
Well, no.
From Grind City Media account. It says, diving in now into the Frank Ragnow retirement situation.
That's where we are.
That's what all these hiatuses do. They chopping up clips of me talking about an offensive lineman for the Lions that I didn't even know existed yesterday.
That's where we are.
That's where we are. All right? All right?
Yeah.
I updated the top 25 and 1 yesterday when I got out of here. Version 16 is now up. Only one change. North Carolina moved from unranked to number 25 after adding an international prospect that bumped Ohio State from 26 down to 27. You can get the updated version. It's at cbssports.com.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
It's another hiatus.
Oh,
there ain't nothing going on tomorrow.
We're going to be one day closer to game 1 of the NBA Finals. Chris Vernon will join me.
Yep.
I'll talk to him. I'll see if he thinks Oklahoma City losing that one game in Minneapolis. I'll see if he thinks that qualifies as a playoff scar. If we can count that as a playoff scar. As the heavily favored Thunder get ready to host game 1 of the NBA Finals. Oh, it's going to be a fun day.
All right.
Can't wait. Looking forward to it already. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to enjoy mine. Happy retirement to Frank Ragnow. Meet back here tomorrow at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Are you ready? Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
The First Ladies of FedEx Forum, the Grizz Girls, are known across the NBA for setting the standard for professional dance and entertainment, and they are looking for dancers to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. With the chance to gain professional dance experience and connect with the Memphis community, auditioning for the Grizz Girls is an opportunity you do not want to miss. Come show up at Open Call Auditions Saturday, July 26th at the Memphis Sports and Events Center. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
1, 2, 3.
Ready, go.